so today I'm going to be talking about stretching, specifically static versus dynamic stretching. Now, how many of you played a sport in high school? Okay, a good amount of people. And how many of you had a routine when you warmed up for that sport in high school? Okay, also a good amount. So when I was in high school, I ran cross country, and how we would warm up is we would go for about a 10-12 minute run, and then we would sit or stand doing what's called a static stretch, and I'll go into detail about what specifically a static stretch is later. But this has kind of been faded out as an old, unconventional style of stretching, which leads me to my point of that there is no actual benefit from static stretching pre-workout. So that's the key, is pre-exercise. So today I'm going to go into about why we stretch, what the different stretches are, and specifically static versus dynamic stretching. So by the end of this, you should know the benefits of static versus dynamic stretching and when to do them. So first, let's start with why we stretch. So according to Harvard Health Publishing 2013, stretching helps keep the muscles flexible, strong, and healthy through a range of given movement. Now, this type of stretching can be broken down into multiple categories. More of that I'll talk about on the next slide. But according to let's go with Lowry, Brown, and Joy. That's it. That's the one. Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, 2014. Static stretching actually doesn't show any improvement in your performance. So now that we know a little bit about why we stretch, let's talk about the different types of stretching. Now, the main ones are going to be static and dynamic, like I already said. So static, according to Brown and Rose, Human Kinetics, 2005, Brown and Rose define stretching as a single plane of movement, focusing on one muscle group, being held from 10 to 90 seconds. So this can look like a standing stretch, like a calf stretch. So when you're locked out like this and you're progressively slowly moving forward, you're targeting the gastrocnemius in the calf. And then compared to dynamic stretching, according to Human Kinetics 2018, dynamic stretching takes place through multiple ranges, multiple planes, also multiple muscle groups. And this can look like a dynamic kick. So as I kick, the goal is to progressively kick higher each time, going through the range of motion and movement. And this is done about 10 to 12 times, depending on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So the other notable stretching techniques are passive, active, PNF, and also ballistic. So now that we've talked about the other types of stretching, let's talk about specifically the nitty-gritty of static versus dynamic stretching. Static stretching, according to Beachel and Earl, 2008, through Human Kinetics, static stretching before a workout can actually hinder your performance greatly, affecting both reaction time, endurance, strength, and power overall. Now, according to Howard via livestrong.com 2017, dynamic stretching can give you not an edge, but it can adequately prepare you for the workout that you're going to do. So if here you are on the dynamic stretching and the static stretching side, if you dynamic stretch, you're not going to suddenly, if the goal is to jump higher, you're not going to suddenly jump higher. You're just going to stay here. But if you static stretch before a workout, this is before, remind you, if you static stretch before a workout, this can hinder your performance with the reaction time. So it's actually going to bring you a little bit further down. So again, you're not going to jump higher because you're doing dynamic stretching and all these pre-exercise movements, but static stretching will bring you down a little bit. So the conclusion, static stretch after the workout and dynamically stretch before the workout for the best chance in performance gains. So today we talked a little bit about why we stretch, the different types of stretching, and specifically static versus dynamic stretching. If you'd like to know some more information, some more sources, I recommend The Essential of Strength and Conditioning. It's a book that I used at Cal State Fullerton, my time there in kinesiology, excellent. There's some great knowledge in there, as well as physical activity instructions of older adults. So now you should be equipped with the benefits of static and dynamic stretching, as well when to use them. Thank you for your time.